Thanks for joining us here at Functional Bliss, where Audra and Jessica will guide you through exercises and wellness techniques to help you live your best life every day. It's in the name after all, Functional Bliss. Before you do anything else, click like and subscribe and ring the bell so you'll know whenever we put up a new video. To join our Blissful Gang for live Zoom classes where you can get more direct suggestions and encouragement, go to our website and sign up. Check the class description below for any equipment needs, grab your gear, and let's get started.
All right, we are ready to get started with our weights class this morning. All we need is a couple weights. You could even do this class with one weight if that's what you've got. Of course, you are welcome to use different weights for different exercises, depending on what's right for you. We're going to start sitting up nice and tall in our chair. Just warm it up a little bit, bringing a little bit through the body. Waking up our back, waking up our shoulders, letting our hands tap against our sides, waking those areas up a little as well. One more to each side, and then back to center, right into your side bends. And then transitioning into your forward reaches. And then bringing it back in and either doing hip circles or windshield wipering the knees, depending on whether you're seated or standing. If you're doing those hip circles, go ahead and go the other way. If you're doing the windshield wipers, bring them out a little further. Turn a little more. How far? That depends on what feels good for you. Beautiful. Bring everything back in and bring it into a march. Swinging the arms, lifting the legs. Again, just waking everything up. Perfect. All right. And then wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers, rotating the wrists and the ankles. And then give everything a little shake. Beautiful. We are ready to get started. So our first movement today is going to be an overhead hold with a march. Now, you might choose to go medium, you might choose to go heavy, but either way, you're going to grab that weight, hold it straight up above you, pull your belly in, make a nice little hollow body, tuck that tail under, and march. All right, here we go. A soft bend in the elbows the whole time. Using your core to pull your knees up nice and strong. Looking good here. Now, if you don't have a weight that feels heavy here and you want a little more work, grab two weights, that's fine. I've got a nice heavy weight that I like to use turned horizontal. Helps me keep better form. But that's totally up to you. 20 seconds to go here. Almost done. And time. All right, from here, we're going to go into a halo with a chop. You guys have done this one before. So, starting by one hip, coming up and around the head, down to the other side, and then back the other direction. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Trying to bring the weight behind your neck. Really getting that good tricep engagement. Perfect, looking good. Halfway done already. Ten seconds to go. You got this. And time. All right, next up we are going to go back to an overhead hold, but this time we're going to add a little lean forward, hinging at the hips. So you're holding that weight up overhead, and you can have it nice and bent. And then you're just hinging forward at the hips and coming back up. If you're doing the standing version, just make sure that you're not hinging too far. And this is a small movement. All right, here we go. Really working that core. Holding the weight nice and steady. And you only want to lean forward until you feel that good engagement through your abs and your back. Beautiful. Halfway done already. I have a little bit bigger bend in my elbows on this one than I did on my first overhead hold. So I'm getting a little more engagement through my shoulders and triceps. But that's up to you. You can keep your arms a little straighter if you prefer. Time. Whew, all right. Next up, we are going to go into a lunge hold with a single arm row. So the seated version, you're just getting a good stretch here, leaning forward, rowing it up. The standing version, do the lunge that's right for you, whatever feels good in your body. Here we go. 1 minute on one side, and then of course we'll switch. Now, if you are doing the standing version and that lunge feels a little too intense for you, bring it back into just a kickstand instead of a full lunge, so a much smaller space between your feet. Or if you want that lower body work, drop into the full lunge. And if you're just looking for that stretch for the hip mobility, the chair version is the way to go. "15 seconds to go. You got this." Time. All right, shake it out. Give those legs a little bop, and then switch sides. 1 minute on the other side. Here we go. Nice. Looking good, guys. Slow and steady. Working the back muscles. Working the lower body. Halfway done. You got this, guys. 5 seconds to go. You can do anything for 5 seconds. Time. Beautiful. All right, now this last one is the one that you probably want 2 weights for, although you could modify it to do it with 1. We're gonna do a curl into a rotation, one side at a time. So you're just working the shoulder and the bicep here, strengthening that whole upper arm. But take it slow on that rotation. Make sure you're protecting the rotator cuff. Here we go. 1 up and over, back down. If you feel any pinching or clicking in your shoulder, you want to change the track of the movement or leave the rotation off altogether. But if everything's feeling good, then keep going with that rotation. Bring the palm all the way over. Beautiful. Over halfway done already. Time. Excellent work. Shake those arms out, grab a little water. You are done with your first set. We still have 2 sets to go. All right, bringing it back in, coming back into our overhead hold with our march. Grab the weight that's right for you and feel free to adjust your weight at any time. Go up, go down. Find the best way for you. 1 minute. Here we go. This is the overhead hold where I'm keeping my arms relatively straight, not locking out the elbows, but I'm keeping them fairly straight, fairly firm up there. Stretching the core muscles out long so I can really work my abs and my hip flexors as I'm lifting my knees. Over halfway done. You guys look amazing. Time. Beautiful. All right, up next we have that halo with the chop. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. All the way around, letting your body turn. Beautiful. And remember to get that good tricep engagement here. We want the weight to go close to the neck as we can get it without any pain. Fifteen more seconds. All right, up next we have the overhead hold and the lean. This is the one where we're bending our elbows a little more with that overhead hold. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. And remember, small movement here. Pushing down through your heels. Going only as far as is right for you. we all know, all movement is good movement as long as it doesn't hurt. If it hurts, it's not good movement for you. "20 seconds to go." Almost there. Done. All right. Give those arms a little shake. And then get set up for your single arm row. Whichever version you were choosing to do. Get in position. And here we go. Nice, looking good, guys. Halfway done. Just 10 more seconds. You can do it. Done. All right, setting up for the other side. Here we go. Perfect. You guys are fantastic. Controlling the weight all the way up and all the way down. "15 more seconds. Time. All right, our last one is that curl and rotate. 1 minute on the clock with the weights that are right for you and your shoulders. Let's do it. That chicken wing movement there where you're flipping the hand over is really important for your shoulder health. It's a good thing to practice. If it doesn't feel good, weighted, if you have tendons that roll or get pinched in the joint or something like that, set the weight down and do that same motion with nothing in your hand. Just to move through the range of motion. And then you can slowly add weight to build strength as well. Time. And that is the end of our second set. All right, grab some more water. We still have one set to go. All right, bringing it back in. Loosening up the shoulders just a little bit, and then get ready for that overhead hold with the march. Here we go. Holding it up nice and steady. Tucking the tail under. Really focusing on squeezing the abs, using the strength through your core to lift your knees. "20 seconds to go." Time. All right, next up we have the halo with the chop. Here we go. All the way up and around, back down to the hip. Beautiful. Halfway there. Five more seconds. And time. All right, up next, the overhead hold with the lean. So again, adjust weight if necessary to grab what's right for you. And here we go. I'm going to turn sideways just so you guys can see. It is, like I said, a small movement. You're only leaning forward until you feel that engagement. You don't feel like you need to get parallel to the floor. Beautiful. 20 more seconds. Almost there. All right. Whew, all right. Getting in position with the right weight for you for that lunge and row. All right, here we go. Looking good. Now when you're doing a chair lunge, the further back you move that back foot, the more stretch you're going to get through your hip, and the more engagement you're going to get through your leg muscles. But if this is where you are, absolutely do that. You can even leave the lunge off altogether and still get a great row. Totally up to you. Your way is the best way. Time. All right, setting up for the other side. And here we go. Halfway done. And that nice long spine, even though we're on our third set. Stretching out nice and straight. "15 seconds to go. You got this." Almost done. And time. All right, last up, we have the curl and rotate. One minute. Here we go. Still nice and tall. Stretching along through the spine. Reaching up to the sunshine. Because we know we're beautiful flowers. Growing tall and strong in the springtime sun. "20 more seconds." Almost there. And done. All right, set those weights to the side. Grab one more sip of water. All we have left now is our final stretch. All right, once your space is clear, go ahead and bring it back in. Starting with just sitting up nice and tall. Taking a deep breath. And then a nice big sigh. Let it all out. And then breathing your arms up overhead. We'll side bend to one side. Coming back through center and go to the other side. Back to center. And then fold forward. Let everything hang down towards the floor just for a moment. And then roll it up nice and slow. Roll those shoulders forward 3 times. And then let them settle down away from your ears. Arms up again. This time, little side bend to one side. Little side bend to the other side. And then before we fold forward, if it feels good, just a little back bend. And then that nice big forward fold, letting everything hang down towards the floor. And then rolling up. And this time rolling your shoulders backwards 3 times. Take one arm, reach it across your body. And then tilt your ear over towards that shoulder. And then just add a little nod if it feels good. Nice small movements. Being very gentle on your neck. One more moment. Still breathing. And then bring your head back up to center and release. And go to the other side. And same thing. Drop your ear over towards that shoulder. And then if it feels good in your body, add just that little nod. Take one more breath here. And then bring your head back to center and release. Put one foot out in front of you. Take your opposite hand, reach down towards those toes, your ankles, maybe the floor. It really depends. And then if a little more stretch, a little more rotation would feel good to you, take the hand that matches the foot that's out and reach it up towards the ceiling. One more moment there. And then release. Come up nice and slow. And then switch sides. Opposite hand reaches out towards those toes. Pausing here for a moment. And if you're good here, stay right here. If that extra rotation feels good for you, take that other hand and reach up towards the ceiling, towards the sky, towards the sun. And then lower that hand and come up nice and slow. And you are all done. Thank you so much for joining me today. Yay! I will be here again on Thursday.